Alright, what's up YouTube? So today is Wednesday, December 22nd, 2021, and what we're doing today is prayers and push. This is going to be kind of a marathon, and I'm not sure how long it's going to last, hopefully at least 24 hours. And basically it's in order to encourage productivity, and it's taking it down to a slower level. Um, Typically, as you can see, these are my tasks at the top, listed in blue in small print. Typically, those would be what my goals are for an entire day. And I would do an hour of each or 2 hours of each and cycle through to make sure that I touch all of those tasks that day and am productive towards those. However, today's a little different. Saturday, I had really bad allergies, and I was really productive on Friday. And for whatever reason, after that, I've been experiencing, I don't even know if I'm being heard. Testing, testing. Hello, hello, hello. I think I'm being heard. I'm not sure. However, after that, I've been experiencing quite a low. Oh man, I hope I'm being heard. Let me check something real quick, you guys. But after that, I've been experiencing quite a lull in productivity. Give me just a moment. I need to double check because what I have to say to me is very important. And the whole purpose of me being here is not to just be talking to myself, eventually. Yeah, there's an issue going on here. Hello, hello. Yeah, there's something up. I don't know what's up, but something's up. Um, yeah, something doesn't look right. But anyhow, we'll let it be what it is. Trial and error. Mess up this one, we'll fix the next one. I apologize for past videos. Hold on a minute. It's kind of hot in here. It's really cold outside, but it's really hot in here. But I apologize for past videos, and that's another thing, a behavior that I want to stop. I don't want to do any more apologizing. I do it rarely because I rarely talk anyways, but I don't want to do any more apologizing because really apologies mean nothing. In reality, to me, basically apology is to stroke the feelings or make the person that's giving them feel better, because really in reality, the truth about an apology is that it doesn't do any good. Either you're going to change the behavior that you don't like, or you're going to continue to do it because you consciously feel that that's what you want to do for whatever conscious reason. But anyhow, so yeah, this is prayers and push. Again, I feel like it's necessary because Saturday I had allergies real bad. Friday was very productive for me. And then I was out all day, like I said, on Saturday. And then I had a really hard time getting back into full gear. Sunday, I was at half mast. Yesterday felt like a complete bomb to me. So the goal is to be productive, even if it's very little productivity. Um, so we are going to pray and we're going to push. And instead of my, items that I have for the whole day, we're breaking it down to one task. And that one task is going to be broken down into even smaller tasks. You'll see the task change on my list. If somebody else, if this is like a workout. If you guys are on a level where you can still maintain functioning at a higher productivity level, where you have 20 things to do in a day, either by necessity or by excuse me, I'm looking for my lotion. My feet feel really dry. if it's by necessity or that's just where you are right now in life, because sometimes I operate really, really high as well, where I'm doing 30 things at once and bam, 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 I'm getting it all done. But right now, I don't know if it's in my feelings or whatever happened, but there's a, a barrier where I'm really, struggling to um, get with it, So that's where we are, and we are going to do it together. Y'all have to forgive me for a little bit because for whatever reason, I'm not sure what's going on with me, but my feet, out of the blue, just become like extremely dry, like they feel ashy dry, which is to me not a normal thing for feet because feet are feet. The bottom of your feet shouldn't feel like that. But I've had instances of this like over the past couple of years. I don't know why it feels that way, but it does, and I don't know why. I don't know where my lotion is because usually it's over here in this little station, but obviously I must have put my lotion on somewhere else, and not too many places I could be. The bathroom, I have my own lotion for after shower in the bathroom, so my desk lotion should be here. Yep, but so you'll see my list change. I wanted to go ahead and get started, so that's why I went ahead and started anyways. And that's the thing. Sometimes, we can't have everything perfect. But the thing is just to get started. Practice makes perfect, and actually getting towards it, encourages you. So that's what it is. I'm going to have music. I'm going to try not to have any feedback if I share any videos with you guys, because that is like the most annoying thing ever, is to have that feedback, and I hate that. So I may pause throughout the day, even though it's idealistically a 24-hour session at least straight through, where you just spend the day with me. We're all trying to be productive together. And again, it doesn't have to be on this date. You can come across this on another day. And, sometimes it just helps to have support in the background. So definitely, I'm going to find this lotion. When I find this lotion, I'll be back. So I got to get these feet taken care of. And we'll pray and chat and all that type of stuff some more. All right, you guys. So we're gonna start off with a little prayer. Um, that's what I say, and now my hands and arms are feeling that dry. And I wonder, does anybody else get that where it's like it's really my feet, but it's really, it starts off with my feet, and particularly the bottom of my feet feel like this weird kind of dry, and you can't see it visually, but you feel it. It feels. But anyways, let's pray. So, dear God, thank you so much for this day. Thank you so much for every moment that we have in our lives, Lord. Thank you so much for the willingness to work, Lord. Thank you so much for the willingness and the mindset and the vision to have goals in our personal lives, Lord. Thank you so much for the ability to accomplish those goals, Lord, in our own right. Thank you so much, Lord, for the ability to break everything down into teeny tiny tasks when sometimes we're battling with ourselves. We got man against self, machine, nature, God. But sometimes we get in our own way, Lord. And sometimes those things can happen due to past events or other things. And thank you, Lord, for allowing us the spirit and the desire again to want to overcome those things and to be useful not only to ourselves but to others. In your name I pray, amen. So much to be thankful for. I do want to start off with a Bible verse as well. Again, just whatever I'm feeling is what I'm doing, and we're gonna, be as productive as possible. We just definitely don't want a situation where we're not being productive at all. If there's things that we need to do to get ourselves to that point, that is fine as well. The Bible verse that I'm going to share with you guys, I think it's from Ephesians 4. Not really into the traditional churches anymore, just because a lot of what I see, again, is just it's not about love anymore. It's about money. And there's a lot of people that are going that are not being fed. But again, I don't want to have a critical spirit, because when I look at myself, what am I doing? Who am I benefiting? um, so, at least people that want to have a place to go. So I'm going to look up Ephesians 4, New King James Version. If I remember correctly, that's the verse about the vocation and, being skillful at the vocation that you're assigned to. So, yeah, here it is. Ephesians 4, King James Version. Can I put it on the screen? I probably can. But here we go. Walk in unity. It says, I therefore, the prisoner of the Lord, beseech you to walk worthy of the calling with which you were called, with all lowliness and gentleness, with long suffering, bearing with one another in love, endeavoring to keep the unit of the Spirit in the bond of peace. There is one body and one Spirit, just as you were called in one hope of your calling, one Lord, one faith, one baptism, one God and Father of all, who is above all and through all and in you all. Definitely, we need to keep this verse going. But to each one of us, grace was given according to the measure of Christ's gift. Therefore, he says, when he ascended on high, he led captivity captive, and gave gifts to men. Verse 9, now he ascended. What does it mean but that he also first descended into the lower parts of the earth? He who descended is also the one who ascended far above all the heavens, that he might fill all things. And he himself came to be apostles, some prophets, some evangelists, and some pastors and teachers, for the equipping of the saints, for the work of ministry, for the edifying of the body of Christ, till we all come to the unity of the faith and the knowledge of the Son of God, to a perfect man, to the measure of the stature of the fullness of Christ, that we should no longer be children, tossed to and fro, and carried about with every wind of doctrine, but by the trickery of men, that we should no longer be children, tossed to and fro, and carried about with every wind of doctrine, by the trickery of men, and the cunning craftiness of deceitful plotting. But speaking the truth in love may grow up in all things into him who is the head, Christ, for whom the whole body, joined and knit together by what every joint supplies, according to effective working by every part, does it share. This doesn't sound like King James to me. But okay. I miss the old King James Version. And that's another thing that I'm finding about life and things. You know, things have changed. And the things that we knew, they have disappeared altogether. The old King James Version has been gone for like 20 years at least now, you know. And it bothers me a little bit because, you know, that was the version that I liked. And you can't find it anymore. It's like it never existed. Yeah, but I guess I should keep reading. And I want to be able to share it. So let me make it in a way that I can share it with you guys so that we can read it together. Again, the goal is just to kind of spend the whole day together and uplift and encourage and pray because, like I said, the last couple of days have not been as productive for me as they should have been, you know. And sometimes we need to back it up and take it down quite a few notches. And there's no shame in that. Again, whatever it is that we need to do and be able to do it successfully by our own desires. You know, we don't want to put ourselves in a situation where we stop and we're not doing anything. We want to move forward, whether it's mentally, spiritually, physically, financially, socially, all of that. So let me take a moment to put this in a way that you guys can see it on the screen too, so that we can read this verse together and pray together and actually get as much full benefit from it as we can together. And this is spoken out of just real Christian love, good love, agape love. Because I can't believe I refuse to believe I'm the only one. There's other people too that have to be feeling this way. You know, will they find me? I don't know. You know, but hopefully, you know, if I post enough, you know, somebody will see something that's similar, or, you know, they may have a word to share, experience to share or something. Anyhow, I'm going to let you guys listen to music while I see if I can get this into a format where we can put it up and share it together and be able to read it together. Just want to stop quickly because I'm looking at comments, and I just wanted to pay homage and respect to someone that stopped by. Matthew C. Stephen stopped by on an old live and just said hello. And I just want, well, he said hi, and I just want to say hi back. And thank you so much for stopping by and speaking to me. I appreciate that. Means a lot. Thank you. And so appreciate that. Thanks. Okay, and so this is the issue. Once again, I think I was talking and there was no sound. So we're going to try again. I'm going to give it just a minute for everything to catch up so I can make sure I can hear myself. Okay, so here it is. Okay, so what I was saying was this, that if you guys are here, the Bible verse for the day is going to be from Ephesians 4. It talks about the vocation. If you get a chance, go ahead and pull that up. It may be a while before we get to it, but again, you are always welcome to chat amongst yourselves about the verse and read it and things like that. The reason this is prayers and push, we're taking it down a few notches. We are, normally I do chores and chat, basically where I'm trying to get everything done and we're working on a more higher productivity level, where you guys can see the things that I have listed at the top of my page in all blue. Those are the tasks and chores that I normally have set out to accomplish in one day. I usually break it down into 1 hour increments and I cycle through, just to make sure I'm touching each and every one of those items a day so nothing gets neglected. However, sometimes we need to take it down a notch. And again, this is good for your emotional health, your mental health. So prayers and push is more focused on the internal, on the praying, and to develop that push to get those things done. Um, so instead of all those things, we're going to break it down to the very one thing. Sometimes there are things that prevent us from accomplishing tasks that we want to do because really we don't want to do it. There may be barriers that come with it. It may be something like, for me personally, like task number one, the funding. Um, normally that's something I would do with joy. Why wouldn't you want to do it with joy? But the thing is that for me to do that, I have to now unravel some things that were already done. So I have to start all over pretty much. And who wants to do that? And I know that the end result is that I probably will have to do that. But the thing is, bringing the reality of it is that if it makes me feel better, if it makes you happy, if it makes you feel better, exhaust everything that you have prior to that so you know that, hey, there was no other choice. But what we don't want to do is sit and do nothing about it. So that's where we are in that. So today's that's gonna be the primary focus. Again, be easy on yourselves. Sometimes we're hard on ourselves, and when we're hard on ourselves, we can put ourselves in a situation where we back ourselves into a corner and we can't get out of it. So we don't want to back ourselves into a corner by being too harsh. We want to be kind bosses to ourselves. We want to, promote growth. And sometimes that's what it requires. It requires you to draw back. So if you got to take it down a notch or two or three or four, do that. If you got to bring it down to, you have one task, break it down to that one task, break that task down into little ones. And if you want that to be your focus for the day, do that. And again, not trying to hold back people that are at a higher functioning level today. If you're at higher functioning, go ahead and do all of your tasks and, give an hour to each and knock them all out. If you're lower functioning, listen to yourself first. And that's what prayers and push is about. We need to pray first. I had a little prayer earlier today. The verse today is going to come from vocation because, again, it's being good custodians of the work that we do so that we can be an asset to society, to ourselves, and to each other. So we need to be good at whatever it is that we do, how we do it, and how we manage to do those things. Again, mental health is very important. Emotional health is connected to mental health. So we want to listen to ourselves and, take heed of those things that are important to us. Again, Ephesians 4 is the Bible verse for today. And I'm going to try to put it in a format so that we can actually read the verses together, so that we can read them together and maybe share with that, share all those things together. And I'm doing a few other things again to prepare myself for this morning. If you guys don't know me, my name is Maria Chung Willoughby. I will be taking a shower eventually today. Normally what happens is that I wake up and just to get myself going, I get all my prerequisites set up for the day. And then after a few hours, and I'll, go take my shower, and everything like that. There's a good intermission time for you guys to go grab water. we all have different schedules and things going on today. I'm going to try to be streaming all day long because, again, my goal is to make myself available, not just for other people, but for me to be found by other people. For those of you that don't know, I'm actively looking for my tribe. At 46, I just celebrated a birthday on Wednesday, December the 15th, and I'm actively looking for my tribe. One of the key thoughts or quotes that keep coming up to me is the one about the blood of the covenant is thicker than the blood of the womb. And so sometimes for those of us, we may not have family and maybe not even traditional friends or those types of connections. And I want to have a safe place for us to build and connect together. It doesn't mean that if you have family and friends, you're ostracized. You're not. It's all about connecting, people with like minds and spirits, finding our tribe, people that are honest, people that are diligent, people that are kind to themselves and others, people that recognize their flaws and actively work towards overcoming those, and just being a better person all around. And again, stewards of ourselves, the great gift we have of ourselves and the communities that we live in. So again, I want to be an asset on both of those levels. Some of my interests and some of the things that I do are entrepreneurship, um, professionally and career-wise, administrative, technical, customer service, sales, and marketing. All five of those are in each and every job I've ever held or had or have. And those are things that are very important to me, personally and professionally. I went to school at VCU in the early 90s. um, Worked professionally. Again, started off in the administrative field, then moved on down the line. Have a whole life story, but happy to share anything if you guys have any questions about me personally, about me professionally. Please feel free to ask about my value system, who I am, what I like, about my status, anything. Please feel free to ask. My goal is to get to know you guys, to build a network of friends. Okay. I think that's very important. I think we all do need support, and we have to at least put ourselves out there. So that's what this is. So you guys can get a chance to get to know me, and it's a support system. For us to build and grow together. Most definitely. So gonna allow you while we're working on things, in the background, and you guys can interrupt with your chats. It's a little bit harder for y'all because y'all don't have, maybe it does have when I haven't gotten to that yet, where I can automatically give y'all video interface to, connect that way if you want to talk back and forth. Of course, there's different ways we can do it. I can get you into Zoom or Skype and, be able to share that here in a variety of ways, but definitely want to get to know you guys. You guys are a part of my community, the larger community, and I'm definitely want to connect. So, but gonna let you guys listen to some more music while I keep prepping to get my day started. And again, to listen to myself. So today, listen to ourselves. Whatever it is that you want or need, take care of those wants and needs. If you have time to do it on your own, if you're on someone else's schedule, it's a little bit harder, but just be aware of what you want and need. And as soon as you have an ability to do, address that. So my goal now is to stay focused. But I love you guys. Feel free to comment, share, subscribe, share your experiences, ask questions. I'm very open. I don't ask for a lot. I like to give, of what I can give. So All right, so good morning once again to whoever is here or may not be here. Today again is Wednesday, December 22nd, 2021. Just got out of the shower, been up since about 1:30 or so. Took a brisk walk. Goal or his prayers and push more productivity. Um, Yesterday was not productive at all, really operating at a very low range. And again, this is for people like myself who want to be more productive, especially in their personal time and space. People that maybe are entrepreneurs or starting out to be entrepreneurs. A good way for those of us that are, struggling like many of us do with different things to keep productive. Don't be hard on yourself if you're not doing everything that you want or choose to do all at once. This prayers and push version of the chores and chat is taking it down a few notches, again, focusing on just a very minuscule small things that needs to be accomplished. Um, Minuscule small parts of bigger things that need to be accomplished. So for example, I haven't revamped my list yet, but you see my list at the top. That's what my day in this current season for me is like. However, we're going to break it down to even smaller tasks, meaning that we're going to eradicate everything and just have item number one. And what you're going to see eventually once I get there to addressing those things is a list of all the things that go into me taking care of item number one. Why would that be necessary or wanted? In situations where you have tasks to do that maybe that you don't want to do, that may be hard. Denzel Washington in the movie The Great Debater said, do what you have to do now so you can do what you want to do later. A lot of times when we come across those tasks that we don't necessarily want to do right now, sometimes it can paralyze us or put us into a funk where we just don't really want to do anything. And in today's world, especially if you're an individual functioning solely by yourself, where everything that you have or have not depends on you, you can't, that's not an option. You can't do that. You have to be doing something all the time, even if it's the smallest thing. And don't be hard on yourself if you're somebody that's depressed or in a depressive state, or perhaps it's hard for you to just get out of bed. That is something, that'll be your task or your goal for the day, is to get out of bed and or get dressed or take a shower or whatever it is that it may be. There's nothing to be ashamed of. Whatever the task is, for example, for my task funding one, the first thing is to go ahead and get into my business journal and start journaling the things I need to journal there and putting it out. And I recommend having a journal for whatever task that you have. I have, so that when I'm working on business things, I'm working out of my business journal and all the thoughts and all the focus is on business. And when I need to pick up where I left off, if I come across something traumatic that happens in business, I can come back and see where I left off and pick right up from there, ideally, you know. Um, so for those of you that don't know me, my name is Maria Chung Willoughby. I'm a very open person. Just celebrated a 46th birthday on December 15th. I'm here on YouTube. Originally, when I created my YouTube channel, I wanted to create it long before then, but I was going through a legal thing. You could feel free to ask me any questions that you would like, which prevented me from being able to. Through the process of that was a very harrowing experience. It took me out of a place where I can readily interact. I think that I had a lot of things that I wanted to offer the world, and I think I still do. I put everything on hiatus because it was that type of season where you're just like, you don't want to create anything or do anything because, you know, when you, I was raised, my mother is South Korean, my father's African American, North Carolina. I was raised by my mom that, whatever it is that you do it like you really want to do it. So you put everything into it. And if I'm going through a legal thing, I'm not putting everything into that. But the drawback on that, because life is tricky that way, the drawback on that is that once you go through it or come to a point where you can feel like you can begin again, you have inadvertently trained yourself to be less productive. Because you have intentionally been non-productive for so long, right? And you've been awarded for being non-productive. So, again, I have two small businesses that I'm trying to get up off the ground. One is a nonprofit, quote unquote nonprofit. The other is a for-profit Really, I'm not into it for profit for anything. My life is not about profit. You know, I basically want to just be able to cover my basic bills and things like that, just so that I can function and connect with people. That's basically what my only goal is. For the nonprofit, and I feel like I'm so crooked. I don't know why. Hopefully, I'm not crooked. But for, am I sitting up straight? But for the nonprofit, basically, it caters to I call it the muted members of society, you know, offering humanity and inclusion to cater to those who have been muted by society. And again, those are folks that have been victims of the criminal justice system, folks that have experienced domestic violence, mental health awareness. Mental health to me is just emotional health. So being aware of your emotional health and managing that. Physical health. Um, all of those things come into play because it affects your mental health as well. Um, Folks that have been homeless, people that have been bullied, whether it's domestic bullying, domestic abuse, which is a form of bullying, corporate bullying, peer bullying, adult bullying. And a lot of times we don't address adult bullying. And even now, peer bullying amongst children is being seen more common to the point where we've become desensitized to it. And corporate bullying, nobody can escape that because you have to work. You know, you have to work. So you have to be able to manage in those situations and bring about awareness that, you know, situations like these things do exist. And again, giving a voice to those who may not have. Um, about my unique upbringing, um, born here in the U.S., military family. Right after I was born, we moved over to Seoul, South Korea, where my mom's family is from, stationed there for a while. Korean, believe it or not, was actually my first language. We were told when we moved back to the States, attended elementary school in the United States, we moved back to the U.S. Um, just lots of wonderful experiences, unique experiences. The teachers that I had, we were registered in the accelerated and gifted classes, which I think is all a social programming thing. But went to school, grade school there, had some excellent teachers. Each and every one of my teachers, I remember and recall to this day, each of them has something to offer. I remember each and one. High school, Hampton High School, Hampton, Virginia. Excellent teachers in the AP classes there. Um, Secondary school or university, VCU in Richmond, Virginia. Wasn't really supposed to go to college because my mom said not to. And now that I'm older, I understand why. But studied there in the fields of my interests, which I discussed earlier. Professional experience, work experience started about 14 through a summer youth employment training program. Um, my first attempt at entrepreneurship was in 2005, and it got birthed out of a situation with, you know, where everything that I was attached to was kind of gone. You know, my job, I had gotten a quote unquote boyfriend, and, you know, after 5 years, both of those things seemed to dissipate. So it gave me something to put my heart and soul into. Um, Moved down to, that was in Atlanta, moved down to South Florida for quote unquote vacation, and you know, had some experiences there, first legal experience, um, and that introduced me to the real world, you know, and what the world was really like. And that was my opportunity or my call to play chess, not checkers, but I've always sucked at chess. And perhaps my first introduction to chess was when I was in Atlanta. I think a 10-year-old beat me. And so it was a prelude to what was to come in the rest of my life. So I'm now at 46 years old being cognizant of the fact that, you know, chess is important. But I find it manipulative. And I guess maybe the world, the world is manipulative, but chess shows, I guess, the reason why it's important, and not in a bad way, but in a way of being able to manage and maneuver things around you. Um, so I'm getting, at 46 years old, just turned 46 December 15th, I'm gaining an understanding of the world around me and looking at the big picture, again, looking back on that experience. I understand that that legal situation was to let me know the importance of chess, not checkers. My life has always been checkers, you know. And now It's not chess, but it's an understanding and awareness that chess exists, and perhaps that's the real game that this world plays. So, with that, I introduce you to myself, Maria Chung Willoughby. Very much in love with myself, very much self aware, but wanting to become more self aware because I've dulled myself down over the years. Like I said, I have to retrain myself to, to that level of awareness that I was at before. Again, I'm actively looking for my tribe. I was disowned by my family. Um, Shout out to all African American people out there. I'm Afro-Amerasian. And I say that because even though, the majority of my life, the only real black person in my life was, my father up until I think like 10. And then after that, I only saw him a few times. My parents got divorced. And then my quote unquote, friends, I had, choice friends, maybe 2 or 3 throughout my school years that were of African descent. And I had like, prior to that, because, you get to 12 and people put the race thing into play, the black folks did. And so they ran my white friends off. I had like 2 of those. But definitely a rich experience, rich life. I appreciate every moment of it. I'm proud to introduce myself to you so that you get to know a different type of person. And like my daddy said, he passed on my birthday around this time in 1997. God bless him. God bless my mom too, my sister, my brother, my nieces, my nephews. Um, just putting out to the universe that you guys do exist to me and I love you all. And, I always wish you the best. And I understand that, again, sometimes you have to do what's best for you. And I'm okay with that. I quoted earlier today a quote that says, and it's not from the Bible, it sounds like it because the language is really archaic and probably scary to some, but it says, the blood of the confident is thicker than the blood of the womb. That is where the now more known traditional phrase, blood is thicker than water comes from. Basically, it's just saying that the families that we create are stronger bonds than the families that we're birthed into. You know, we're all spiritual beings on a human journey. Anyways, I'm blessed to have you guys, whether you're watching this today, whether you don't watch this until 10 years down the line, or when I'm long gone from this earth. However many years God gives me, I appreciate each and every moment because I appreciate life, and I'm very glad to be birthed into this life that I've been birthed into. Very unique experiences. Um, and I'm very thankful. And I would love to get to know you guys, learn about your unique experiences, your challenges, your goals, your desires, your endeavors, all of that. So, once again, introduction to Maria Chung Willoughby. Again, this is Prayers and Push. Feel free to chat amongst yourselves. If you have any questions for me, I'm very open, very transparent. Please ask. Even it doesn't matter who you are. If it's good, where you're in line with what I'm talking about, great. If you're just a troll, that's good too. Do you come here and do you? I just want some interaction. I want an opportunity to engage. Each and every person that comes here, even if you're somebody that may have knew of me or knew me or think that they know me or heard of me or, you know, childhood, we went to school together, we never spoke, whatever the case may be, and you're under an anonymous name, that's fine too. Each and every person is welcome. You guys provide me with a unique experience. Whatever our communities are, whether they're micro communities, like if I'm on YouTube and it's one person or 2 people, or macro communities where you're reaching a whole world of people. You are a part of my world and my community. You are a small sample of the population that if I ever do grow bigger and have a better reach or a level of any kind of level of influence, because I don't have any now, but any type of level of influence, you guys will be essential in my life, whether good or bad, because you guys are training me on what the real bigger world, the real bigger picture is, and all the experiences that I have and had in life have trained or are training me for the same. I'm 46. Yes, that's a bit older, but it's okay. We have as many years as God gives us. And for 46, that may seem like a whole lot compared to someone who may have God called home a lot sooner. So I'm still here. Purpose. I have a purpose. When I was younger, there was a girl that told me that my name should be Nia. I said, why did you say that? Because they said Nia in a certain African language meant purpose. I have a purpose, you guys, and so do you. And I love you. And I'm going to continue to do what I need to do. and we're going to work together. We're going to get this done. Whatever it is our goals are, we're going to do that. Again, feel free to interact, ask questions, share about yourself, share your experiences. Um, I'm very open. I'm going to tell you, sometimes when I'm working and I'm focused, and this is in real life, I'm the same person here as I am wherever, but when I'm focused, I have what they call the RBF, which I think is an appropriate term. I look mean, I look evil, I look disgusted, distasteful. I'm just focused. And sometimes you might see me look like I have tears in my eyes. It's either because of allergies, or it may be because I'm listening to something, in the background, and it's moving me, because sometimes I do listen to things in the background while I work. Another thing about me, the way I start my day, like I said, I get up and I just get the basics put together. Then I get up and take a shower. I love powder, so sometimes you'll see me with powder all over the place, and it's okay. I'm at home, but I'm starting to realize in this world too, even if you're at home and you're on camera, you're not, you're still sharing. So I'm starting to transform to that way of thinking, but I'm a very grassroots type, authentic person. That's who I am. I was like, what is that? I have mail that's falling out of my mail container here. So it's all sorted. I just need to, they call it raft in the administrative world, where it's read it, act on it, file it, or trash it. That's what I need to do. Okay. And there's no excuse. I have so many file cabinets. I have the pre-filing through the cubbies here. Then I have the mini file cabinet here. Then I have the big file room where the more archive stuff needs to go. The idea is when I bring the mail in, I'm supposed to sort it through there, but ideally it wouldn't go through the caddies. It'll go straight into the mini file or go straight into the big file room. But that's not what's happening. So anyhow, yeah, so welcome. I love you guys, past, present, and future. Speaking of past, present, and future, that theory about, was it the fourth dimension or something, where there was like time is not different segments, it all happens at once. It'll blow your mind. But anyhow, not trying to be mind blown. I'm just trying to maintain the simple things in life for me. And like I said, I don't ask for a whole lot in life. I don't. I just want to be happy. And it's true, they say that cleanliness is next to godliness. So if you took a shower and got fresh and you cleaned your house, you're on your way. But anyways, I love you. I'm going to continue to work. Again, feel free to interact. I think I have had one person, and I know London Bully or something Banker, same person. That's the only person that has ever come to my channel. And I think if I ever, gain that tribe that I'm looking for, I will remember London Bully. And I think he comes here a lot now, but he doesn't speak because, again, he's the only one here. So it's just like, okay. But and I just thank him for his support. I think it was Matthew Stephen or somebody like that was here previously or left a message on one of my videos. Thank you. I appreciate that. You guys are getting to know me there, and there's going to be some transition. There's going to be a lot of droppage, and I'm okay with all of that. I'm just trying to get my view hours up. So if you guys can help me with that, that's fine. Just have something playing in the background. That is fine with me. So I guess I should get going. I mean, I could talk about any and everything for all day, but I need to get going. I love you guys. Again, please, share yourselves with me or ask questions so I can share myself with you. I want you guys to get to know me. Do I still have music going?